have been a soprano.
Enjoy it while you can, boss. Your single days are almost over.
Oh, thank you. Excuse me? The coffee, dear. I'd like mine with cream.
Then help yourself, dear.
Coffee's in the kitchen.
I'll get it.
Oh, no. Renee, you stand right there.
Oh, Mama, please, no more games.
Oh, come on, Renee. Let her have her fun. She certainly has waited long enough for this day, haven't you, Sarah?
This one's called A Penny for Your Thoughts. And when you are finished, pass that, Mr. Lincoln, on.
Gosh, in the next couple of days, so much is going to be happening. You're going to be moving into your brand new dream house that your husband built just for you, and I'm going to be standing at the altar of an absolutely beautiful church, knowing that everything about my life's going to be different. Except I don't know how it can get much better, because the last 4 years of my being back in Birmingham have been absolutely the best years of my life. All of you just mean so much to me. I swore I was not going to cry until after my wedding.
Too late.
Help me, Emmy, please. Here you go.
All right. I would just like to say to you, Renee Jackson, that I have been so happy that you have been back here the past 4 years so that we could make up for time lost since high school. Is while you were off making a big name for yourself as a lawyer, I was back here making babies. And now that you're finally getting married, and I've made a little name for myself as a writer, the only thing that's missing to make this whole thing full circle.
The names of my future grandbabies.
Mama!
Oh! Sarah, a towel, please.
What?
It's spilling all over the carpet. Come on, dear.
I can see that.
Get a towel, Sarah.
Captain O'Brien, if you tell me one more time what to do.
Mama, why don't you come help me in the kitchen?
What on earth has gotten into that woman?
Why did you stop me?
Because, Mom, it's my bridal shower.
Don't tell me that woman didn't bother you, too.
Listen, I know how you feel.
No, you don't. Enough is enough. You either uninvite that woman to your wedding or you can uninvite me. You understand? The church isn't big enough for the both of us. What's going on?
Your mother just ruined one of the most important days of my mother's life. My bridal shower. I should have never let you bring her in the first place. I told you last night that I would take care of it. Yes, I promise I will talk to Mary Elizabeth. And listen, I have got to go. Yeah. I love you. Bye.
Mr. Cummings from the Development Consortium is in your office.
Mr. Cummings, as I indicated to you on the telephone, I do believe you are wasting your time.
Why is that?
Because I agree with the decision to stop groundbreaking on your supermarket project since human remains were found on the site.
And that's exactly why you're the perfect lawyer for this case.
You can convince the courts they need development and not another cemetery.
A slave cemetery, Mr. Cummings.
And that is why I was relocating the remains as per the Alabama Historical Commission's mandate. And then Mr. Tilden got involved.
Mr. Tilden.
His private organization, Adams County Restoration Society, is trying to stop me from building.
Mr. Cummings, if some of your ancestors were buried there, would that make a difference to you?
Wouldn't make a difference to the 1,500 residents who signed this petition. Miss Jackson, they're all tired of traveling 7 miles to a grocery store in an all-white neighborhood for a quart of milk.
I'm sorry, I'm just not sure that I'm the right attorney.
You would be if you grew up in that neighborhood, Miss Jackson, like I did. I spent 5 years of my life looking for people to invest in this community. If there's a long, drawn-out legal battle, then those investors will pull out. Then what do the families living there have left?
Before I give you an answer, I'm going to have to do some research.
Just come with me tomorrow to the site, see for yourself. Meet the people. What better research can you get than that?
Where's the phone?
Don't answer that. It's my mother. She's been calling here all morning.
Well, you gotta admit, Mary Elizabeth, that putting those two women in the same room after all these years was just looking for trouble.
Well, what was I supposed to do? My mother looks at Renee like another daughter. Do you think we've done the right thing?
Well, I don't know, Mary Elizabeth. I know these boxes smell like bananas, but these are the only free ones I could find.
No, not the boxes, Collier. Kelly. Are we making it too easy for her to stay apart from a Johnny, letting her move into the new house?
Hey, I'll take the blame for some things, but I'm not taking the blame for that.
Well, I believe I'm gonna take some of these boxes over to the new house.
I don't think that's such a good idea, Suge.
Why not?
Well, you know how cranky some of those carpenters can get. It could delay our moving in for days.
Well, that's ridiculous. And even if it did, is that such a bad idea?
Hey, Johnny.
Mr. Sims, Mrs. Sims.
Hey.
Kelly's not here.
I know she's at work. Can I come in?
Sure. Emmett's asleep in the other room, but you can go in and see him if you want.
Well, I would, but first, look, I don't even know if I should be here, but I want you to know, both of you, that for the past month I've been trying to talk to Kelly at her work. Calling her almost every day. She just keeps hanging up on me.
Well, what are you trying to talk to her about?
About how sorry I am. I even sent her flowers with a letter apologizing.
What'd she say to that?
Nothing. She just sends them back. I just want to tell her that I know what I did was wrong and selfish. But I want my family back. I'm just not sure that she does.
Of course I'm sure you know that your blueberry pie is my favorite.
Well, it should be. Your grandmother won first prize in the Ladies of Birmingham Pie competition.
Now that dinner's over, Mary Elizabeth, there's something I wanted to talk to you about. Okay, what is it, Grandma? Well, the Ladies of Birmingham's next competition is a citywide speech contest. And I'd like for you to be one of our entries.
Me?
Mm-hmm. And the subject is why I'm proud to be a woman. Oh, isn't that exciting, dear?
No, I really don't know anything about that.
Of course you do. And besides, all those other women's groups in town, especially Mrs. Jackson's, will have plenty to say about it.
Well, maybe I can help you with your speech. After all, I was 6th runner-up in last year's Miss Camellia pageant. I'm proud to be a woman because without us, what would happen to all the world's cotton picked by the poor colors? Instead of being made into beautifully form-fitting sweaters, it'd just be rotting on the backs of sheep everywhere. That's wool, stupid. I really wouldn't know what to write about, Grandma Otis. Honey, all the great writers have one thing in common. They write from their heart. And, dear, if you dig deep inside, I know you have volumes.
Now I have an idea. Why don't you write about the advantages of the vacuum cleaner over the dust mop? Right, Collier?
Right.
Every woman needs to figure out why she should be proud, don't they, Collier?
No matter how long it takes.
What do I care about entering a speech contest? I'm already too busy getting ready for Birmingham's first black junior miss.
Stand up straight, Renee.
I cannot believe that you and Teresa have something in common.
Oh, Lord, what in heaven's name could that be?
Well, Renee's entering an all-black beauty pageant, and if Teresa wasn't too old, this year she'd be entering the all-white Miss Camellia pageant.
Will you please stand still?
So, come on, Renee. It's like the women at Now say. We all have to stand up for our womanhood, and this speech contest will help us do that.
And the daughters of Birmingham are looking for girls to sponsor.
And if you still plan on being a lawyer,
I do, Daddy.
then sharpening your speaking skills can only help, right?
If you think it'll help me win the pageant, I'll do it.
That's my girl.
Could you get that Mary Elizabeth?
Sure. Elson!
Oh, my God!
Look at you!
I'm back, Mama.
Wait, God. My baby's home.
They want to finish up this back garage section. Okay. Working on the rig. Oh, no, move that up to the garage.
Hey. Hey. What's going on here? This isn't right.
What's not right?
It's not supposed to be carpet. It's supposed to be hardwood.
That's not what I was told.
And the walls.
What about them?
They're putting on wallpaper. I hate wallpaper. And the paint. That's not right.
Look, Mr. Sims told us to use that paint and to put that wallpaper up there, so he must have liked it. All I can say is if you're planning on moving in anytime soon, I guess you better get used to it.
What did Collier say happened?
He hasn't. But I have left him 3, shall we say, very colorful messages on his voicemail. I don't know. Maybe building this house was a big mistake.
Why?
You're going through so much change. I'm going through so much change. You know, there's only so much change that a person can take before they snap.
I don't know about that.
Well, I can't believe that you're going to represent these supermarket people.
I'm not. I'm just going to go down to the site of the burial ground.
Well, why are you going to do that?
Because maybe Cummings is right. Maybe sometimes the past isn't worth preserving if it's at the expense of the future.
How can you not care about the families of the people buried there?
That's exactly what I do care about.
Should we put this on the list of things we don't talk about?
Well, here's something that's not on that list that probably should be.
What?
My mother wants you to tell your mother she can't come to my wedding.
Because of the way she acted at the shower?
I think maybe we just all need to sit down and talk.
I knew we should have ordered a bottle of wine with lunch. I just don't understand how something like this could happen.
Well, neither do I, Mary Elizabeth, but like I told you last night, I'll take care of it.
The minute I walked in there, I just wanted to cry.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, that foreman will never work for me again. You like the house, right?
Yeah?
You don't like it?
No, I do. I like it.
Oh, Mary Elizabeth, be honest.
Well, you've been working so hard.
You hate it.
I don't. I like it. It's just... It just doesn't feel like home yet.
Well, I promise you, by the time we move in, it will. Now, I gotta go see how things are coming.
Mom, which boxes do these go in? Put them wherever you want. We may be living here a while longer.
Honey, if Collier can do anything to fix it, you know we will.
And how are you going to fix what happened at the bridal shower?
What on earth are you talking about?
I think you know what I'm talking about, Mama. You sort of ordered Sarah around like she was your servant.
I needed a towel, that's all.
Whatever. But I told Renee that we'd all talk about it, okay? I do believe that if you just apologize...
I will not. I have nothing to apologize for.
Now, Mama?
But I suppose for Renee's sake, there's no harm in going over and having a little talk to clear up misunderstandings.
And what about you? When are you going to accept Johnny's apology? Oh, for goodness sake, Kelly, all men make stupid mistakes. If they didn't, they'd be women.
He didn't just leave me, Mom. He left Emmett. How am I supposed to live the rest of my life with a man who could do that?
Slavery was a crime against humanity, Mr. Cummings.
No one's arguing otherwise.
And one that should be remembered.
And I don't think anyone around here needs to be reminded of that, do you?
Then why are you trying to make us forget what's important to us?
I'm not.
Then what the hell are you doing?
I'm trying to create hundreds of jobs for you and the community.
I don't need your damn help.
Maybe you don't, Darryl, but what about your sister Rita? Why can't you see how many job opportunities this will create for her?
All I see is someone looking to fill his bank at the expense of the people buried here.
Well, it seems that for every signature on your petition, there's someone waiting to sign on the other side of this issue.
Oh, maybe. But These young people here, these families, they're the reason developing this area is so important to me. Imagine instead of seeing decay, you saw a small carousel right there with children laughing all around it in front of the supermarket where their parents are shopping. If you help me, I know I can make this happen.
Mind if I ask you a few questions?
I don't mind.
Do you know what's happening here?
People say they digging up slaves.
What do you think of that?
I don't have much cause to think about it at all.
Why?
Because I ain't never met no slave. So whatever happened to whoever buried down there happened so long ago, it ain't got nothing to do with me or my baby.
I can tell you who's buried there, and it's got plenty to do with you, young lady.
Ms. Raymond, Ms. Renee Jackson.
Mrs. Raymond, do you live in this community?
That's right. And my ancestors are buried there, and so are yours, young lady. And ain't just black folks lying down there. More than likely, it's somebody white like that woman down there, too. Some of them plantation owners didn't mind being laid to rest next to us Negroes as long as they owned us outright.
Mrs. Raymond, you too old to remember anything.
And you're too young to know much about anything. I remember hearing about your great-granddaddy working these fields around here.
So do I, Mrs. Raymond. But if he buried down there, he gonna tell me to take care of my baby. Because God's already taking care of him.
Would you please just excuse me for one moment? Emmy, what are you doing here?
Same as you. Research.
You're writing an article?
You taking the case?
Yes. The future of these families is worth representing.
And I'd like to protect the memories of those who lived here in the past by writing about them.
You don't need your protection, Emmy.
Look, it's a good story. I'm a writer.
And I'm a lawyer, and the last thing that my clients need is to have their lawyer being distracted because her wedding planner is getting involved in the opposite side of an issue that has nothing to do with her. Why are you always getting involved in things outside of your community?
I'm not. Unless by community you're talking about my color and not this neighborhood.
Now, won't your sister look pretty in that dress I made for her?
I just hope I don't trip wearing those high heel shoes.
Me too.
Aren't you afraid of being up there and having everyone judge you?
Not really, because they're not really judging me. How
No
can they
thanks.
if they don't know me? But what about you? Were you afraid crossing the border?
Well, the first time I was.
You've done this before?
But I've never come this far south because I wasn't sure if it was safe.
Why are you so sure it's safe this time?
I'm not, but I'm not going to let anyone stop me from seeing my family.
Especially because of a war we shouldn't be a part of in the first place, right, Elston?
Right.
Tell me everything. Where you live, if you have a girlfriend, and where you got those great clothes.
Well, Canada's a whole different world. And it's just not how I look. It's about how I'm allowed to feel there, about myself.
So why did you come back?
I told you I wanted to see my family.
And how do you ever expect to have a family of your own if you don't stop running, Elston?
James.
I'm not thinking of family right now.
And what the hell are you thinking about?
I'm thinking about staying alive. And if that's not good enough for you, Dad, well, then I'm sorry.
And what were you thinking when you left without saying goodbye? Your mother's the one you ought to be saying I'm sorry to.
Elston's not the same person he was before he left. He's happier.
Does anyone know he's here?
No, and they can't because he can still be arrested. I think that's what my dad is so upset about.
Do you want me to ask you any more questions, or can I go home now?
You can't go anywhere until I decide if I'm done being mad at you for being such a pig.
Ask me another question, Collier.
Okay, if you were crowned the first black junior miss, what would you do during your reign?
That's a hard one.
Oh, no, it's not. You just stand up and say, I will give up all my hopes and dreams of ever becoming a modern woman.
That's ridiculous, Emmy. Why can't a woman be a lawyer and the winner of a beauty contest?
Because as long as women are still walking around with books on their heads instead of reading them, how are we ever going to prove to guys like my dad and Collier that they're wrong?
Oh, hey, Mama.
Hey! Mary Elizabeth is on her way to the new house with Collier. Want to make sure the wedding plan's on schedule.
Are they?
Has your mama ever let you down? Now, you did talk to Mary Elizabeth about Catherine.
Yes, I did, but,
Renee, that woman isn't gonna ruin my day.
No, she's not, because, you're going to agree to talk to her when Mary Elizabeth brings her over.
I certainly will not.
Mama, this is my day, not yours. Would you do it for me, please?
That woman better be working on her apology.
Renee?
Hi, honey. I wasn't expecting you.
Yeah, I know.
What's the matter?
The church, our church, the one that we're supposed to get married.
What do you mean supposed to?
I just came back from a meeting with the minister.
And?
It's flooded.
Flooded? What is?
The church, they've got water everywhere. Apparently a pipe busted, so they have no choice but to cancel.
A wedding? This is not happening.
There are other churches, aren't there?
We're getting married in a week.
It's okay. I'll just make a few phone calls.
To who? Who are you going to call?
Well, I don't know. What about a country club?
We don't belong to a country club.
We can join.
Oh, what are we going to do?
Wait a minute. What about a park?
A park?
Yeah.
I have not waited for almost 4 decades to finally meet the man that I want to spend the rest of my life with, to get married in a park with some damn pigeons.
Well, it's just a thought, Renee.
I know. We could elope.
The hell you will. Both of you, come here with me. I have never said anything, but since the day that you've bought this house, I have never imagined a more beautiful place for you to get married.
Oh, Mama, get married in my own house?
Sweetie, look at those stairs. They were made for you to walk down in your beautiful wedding dress.
You know, she's right, Renee. I mean, this foyer. What better place for Elston to stand and to watch his beautiful sister? And this room. I mean, just imagine this room filled with flowers and all of the people who love us, who have come just to see us walk down the aisle.
Renee, whether you get married in God's house or in your house, all that really matters is the love that you have in your hearts for each other.
What are we stopping here for?
I got a few papers I need this carpenter to sign. It'll just take a minute. Then we'll head on over to the new house. Bye, bud.
Hey, Connor.
Jim? Said he'd be here. Hey, Jim! You here? Maybe he's in the kitchen. Hey.
Collier? What is this? These are my colors. Those are my drapes. This is my staircase. And this is just like my home, but it's... That's my kitchen. This is my laundry room. Right here. And there's my kitchen.
Mary Elizabeth, you are gonna love me or you're gonna kill me. But there are some things that should never change. Some things that even a tornado shouldn't be allowed to take away. We raised our family together in rooms like these. We renewed our vows in rooms like these. So I built the whole thing all over again. I built the other house too, but that's not for us, that's for the Morgans. They actually like that wallpaper. So, what do you think?
I think I love you. Oh, there's no place like home.
Daddy, this was an awesome idea. I love that new bathroom. You really scored on this one. I mean, you knew just what Mom wanted.
Well, we've been through a lot together. Nobody knows your mom better than me. Come here.
Yeah, I wish that... Well, never mind. Where's Mom? I'll get it.
All right.
Hey, Kel.
Daddy, it's for you.
Kelly, now that's wrong. You know I've been trying to talk to you for weeks. Hello, Mr. Sims.
Hey, Johnny. Come on in. Take a seat.
I have nothing to say to you, Johnny.
Well, I have something to say to you.
Well, then say what you have to say and leave.
No.
What?
No. I'm not gonna walk away from my family. I made that mistake once, and I'm not gonna do it again.
Whatever.
Oh, hang on, Kel. Your husband came here to make amends. At least you can listen to him.
Are you on his side now?
Who's talking about taking sides? Unless you're ready to go to court. I'll call Renee right now. You can get the paperwork started. Okay, then talk. Work this out.
You broke a promise to me and to Emmett. You left.
Let's get this straight. I needed some time to clear my head, and you kicked me out. How do you think that made me feel? I thought you would always be there for me, that you had my back, and the one time that I make a mistake, the one time that I'm not absolutely perfect, you turn away and never look back. What about your promise to me? Kelly, please don't give up on me. On us. Look, you gotta talk to me one way or another because your dad's right. Either we work this out or we call this quits for good.
Is that what you want? You wouldn't just call it quits?
No, baby. Why do you think I'm here? Oh, yeah. Oh, there you go, Emmett. Okay. Here we go.
Talk to your husband, Kelly. I mean, you got to give him credit. At least he admitted he made a mistake.
Here. Thanks, Mr. Sims. Come here, buddy.
Hey, baby. Go on now. So far, so good.
Mrs. Raymond, you signed the petition with the Restoration Society because you claim that your ancestors are buried on Mr. Cummings' property. How do you know that? Do you have records?
Well, no paper ones. But my folks have been in this area for 3 generations.
Well, according to the county records, your parents and your grandparents were buried in the Adams County Cemetery. Is that correct?
Yes, but my mama told me...
Yes. I am aware of all the stories, Mrs. Raymond, but legally, no one has a claim to that property unless they can prove ancestry. Tell me, Mrs. Raymond, what's your life like in Middleton?
It's fine.
Do you have any friends or family that have died as a result of violent crime in Middleton?
Yes.
Do you have any friends or family in Middleton who are presently or have been in prison?
Objection. Relevance.
Your Honor, I'm trying to establish the character of the community in which my client is trying to make a difference.
Again, relevance to this case.
Your Honor, I submit to the court the proposed amendment to Bill 2549 of the Hate Crimes Act, where the United States Congress acknowledges that the institution of slavery, though it ended almost 150 years ago, continues to affect the lives of African Americans, the effects of which are clearly in evidence in the Middleton community. 65% unemployment, random violence, poor health care.
This is no time for closing arguments.
My client has an answer. An answer that hopefully will begin to repair the tragic legacy of our past and move this community into a more promising future.
But at what cost, Miss Jackson? At what cost?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Please just answer this one question.
Okay, but just one question.
If you were judging the pageant, what would you look for in a contestant?
And not just who's the prettiest.
Oh, come on. Why are you asking me that?
Because you're a man and you're my brother. Don't you want to help me win?
If she's gonna enter the stupid thing, she might as well win.
I take it you don't approve of the Junior Miss pageant.
As a feminist, I do not approve of the objectification of women.
The what?
It's her new word. Do you even know what it means, Emmy?
Yes, of course I do. It means like seeing women like objects, like pinup girls or dolls, and not as real people.
Oh, I see. Well, there's 2 sides to everything, I mean. You'll learn that as you get older and you see more of the world.
So what should I work on, Elston?
Well, first, maybe plastic surgery would be good. Hey.
Be serious, Elston.
All right, Renee. What I would look for in a contestant is someone who's open-minded, intelligent, and someone who's willing to go outside of her own community.
But I already do that.
Well, then there's no question. You'll win.
Sorry I'm late.
Oh, that's okay. How's Elston? He's still here?
Yeah, but I don't know for how long. That's the toughest part. But he really loves Canada.
I bet Johnny would have liked it, too. Can't you just see him, Elsa and Johnny, hippies on the run? Hey, I need about 200 more words for my speech, and then I'm finished. How about you?
About 50, but I'm not going to finish it.
Why not?
Because I thought being in an all-black beauty pageant was making a statement, but it's not. It's still segregation, right?
Yeah, I guess.
I mean, I need to branch out. Go outside my community.
Renee, are you dropping out?
Yeah, but I'm not going to give up. I have an idea for both of us.
Catherine O'Brien, this has little to do with Renee Shaw and everything to do with the way you have always treated my family.
Mrs. Jackson.
Let me let him talk.
I have always felt a very special fondness towards Renee Owen.
Then why wouldn't you let Renee inside your house, anywhere but in your kitchen?
That was 35 years ago.
And
I'm just saying that I think that my mother did the best that she could in the times that she was in, and Mother in the times
she
have
has
changed.
never, not once acknowledged or apologized for the way that she has treated my family. Not then, not now, not ever.
I'm sorry. I was wrong. We all were. Those were bad times, and I was wrong not to do more to try to change them. But I wasn't as strong-minded as you back then. But I did the best I could.
Well, your best just wasn't good enough.
You happy now? Did she grovel enough?
I mean, all my mother was trying to say is that...
Who took you to the hospital when you cracked your head open, huh? You forgot that, didn't you?
This is not about dredging up every little thing from the past, okay?
I don't think that a white woman carrying a black child into an all-white hospital in Birmingham, Alabama in 1963 and demanding that they take care of her was no little thing.
Okay, fine, she may not have wanted a black child to die, but your mother didn't want me in her house. What does she want, a medal?
And your mother is such a saint. How pathetic. A woman like that sitting there holding a grudge after 35 years.
Pathetic? You think my mother is pathetic? Coming from a woman who's just about to move into a replica of a house that she's lived in for the last 25 years?
At least I'm not a hypocrite. Look at you. You don't mind relocating the graves of slaves, but when it comes to relocating your wedding from a church where you haven't even been to a service in 4 years, you completely freak out. Religion is nothing but a
If that is the way you feel about it, you don't have to bother to come to my wedding,
Would you like to uninvite me?
That is fine with me.
That's fine with me, too. In fact, here, you and your mama can plan your wedding, too. I have an awful lot to do. And best wishes to you. She's lost her mind, I tell you. She's just completely lost her mind.
When are you two gonna make up?
I don't know. You should have heard the things that Sarah said to my mother.
Yeah, you told me all about it last night.
It was the worst night of my life, except for the last time we broke up, and that lasted 25 years.
Is it really that bad?
How could she do this to me? She knows how much I have on my plate right now.
Well, why don't you just go over and apologize?
I'm not apologizing for nothing. Besides, not having to do this wedding frees me up. Renee needs to realize that I have a career, you know? I mean, I just can't spend all my time going around making everything right for everybody else. I have deadlines.
Am I uninvited to the wedding, too?
At this rate, maybe I won't have a wedding at all.
Well, we've already been down that road, Renee. Look, I've got a great idea. If Mary Elizabeth won't come to your wedding, my sister can be your maid of honor.
Objection, Your Honor.
I'll rephrase. In your deposition, Mr. Cummings, you stated that it didn't matter if you had ancestors buried in Middleton or not. You would still build, correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, my client has taken great care to honor the remains and relocate them to a more appropriate location.
So noted, Miss Jackson. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes, this is my grandfather, Noah Cummings.
And do you recognize where the picture was taken?
Neighborhood where he grew up, right here in Milton. Doesn't exist anymore.
Your Honor, I would like to submit into evidence these artifacts recovered at a recent restoration site in Middleton. Mr. Cummings, do you recognize any of these items?
No, none of this is familiar.
Take a look at the wallet. Please read the name on it.
Elijah.
Do you know anyone by that name?
My name is Elijah. My mother, I was told by my mother that I was named after my great-grandfather.
Your Honor, objection. This is circumstantial and irrelevant, and I am sure there are a number of Elijahs in Middleton.
Your Honor, the Adams County Restoration Society is rebuilding the area where the Cummings family has lived for 5 generations. Those items you're holding, Mr. Cummings, belong to your great-grandfather, Elijah.
Your Honor, I have received no documentation on this.
I have that documentation right here. Elijah was a slave, wasn't he?
Yes. The family story says that he and his mother walked off the plantation on his 13th birthday, hand in hand and free.
Your family lived on this land, worked on this land, died, and is buried on this land. How would you feel if someone bulldozed their memories?
Objection.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Cummings, I'm going to have to restate that question. Does it make any difference?
No, Miss Jackson. Makes no difference. I sincerely believe that what I'm trying to build is in honor of the slaves who struggled and died here.
Hey, Jackson, what are you doing here? Is Mary Elizabeth with you? She's supposed to be inside giving a speech right now.
I know, but we decided to switch places.
What?
We felt that to truly understand each other, we needed to go outside our communities and share our ideas.
Renee Jackson, what a surprise. Come on in. Catherine, don't leave the child standing outside.
Women can do it. Just like Rosie the Riveter during World War II, women today can be proud that they can do any job a man can do. Me and my friend, Renee Jackson, are different. She likes dresses, and I like overalls. That's what I like about our friendship. We can be different and disagree and still be friends. And I think that that happens because we are women first and different second.
I'm proud to be a woman because women make the best friends. Friendships between women last through fun times, like first dates, freshman year, and summer days at the lake. And they last through hard times, like freedom marches, wars, and segregation. As a young woman, I know that I have many responsibilities to create change in the world. And so, I'm proud to be the first black contestant in the Birmingham Miss Camellia Beauty Pageant.
Proud of you, Renee.
Why?
You never back down from a challenge. I mean, taking on the Miss Camellia pageant is a big deal.
Yeah, that's me, Miss First. Elston, I wish you could stay. I could use my big brother's support at times like this.
Oh, come on, Squirt. You know that I love you.
Yeah, I guess.
No guessing about it.
Elston, are you ever gonna come back home?
You know my heart is always with you. And you know what they say?
Home is where the heart is.
Atlanta, we've worked things out. Johnny's gonna go back to school.
Yeah, they're holding my place at Morehouse, and my parents are gonna help us with tuition and stuff.
We move in a couple of months. I'm gonna get a part-time job and take care of Emmett while Johnny's in school.
Atlanta.
Mary Elizabeth, why don't we open up this basket and bust out these goodies?
Yeah, that's a good idea, Mr. Sims.
Huh?
Go ahead. I know you want to say something.
I just want you to be happy, honey.
My family is back together. That makes me happy.
Good.
Atlanta's not that far away.
Atlanta.
In reviewing all sides to this case, there appears to be a fine line drawn between what is right and what is beneficial. It appears to be the right thing to do to restore with historic accuracy what is, in fact, a piece of Alabama's legacy. Quiet in this courtroom or I will clear the gallery. However, what is beneficial to those here in the present carries a great deal of weight. And therefore, I will rule in favor of Miss Jackson and the Cummings Building Consortium. Relocation of funerary objects and human remains will continue under the jurisdiction of the Alabama Historical Commission. And we are adjourned.
Yes! Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Miss Jackson, you happy now?
Mrs. Raymond, if you'd like to speak with me privately,
You can feel it, can't you? You may have won your case, but it don't feel too good, does it? You know as well as anybody that the slaves buried in that cemetery are worth more than a parking lot.
And their descendants are worth more than old memories.
Well, there's more to history than just
everyone
old memories.
stop. Mrs. Raymond, I admit it. You're right. But so is Mr. Cummings. And none of us should have to choose between our legacy and our future.
So you gonna do something about it?
You can count on it being my next case. No, not always and forever. Nice sentiment, overused.
Luther Vandross?
Oh, definitely. Make sure we got some old school. Who could that be?
I don't know. Look, I'm going to be watching the game in your office.
What are you doing here?
Thought you said she invited us.
Well, actually, Collier and I...
You what?
Look, me and Turk know that you're going to make up sooner or later.
So we figured that sooner would be better.
So here we are.
And here we go, the game's on.
We'll close the door, give you some privacy.
Well, they're right, you know.
I know, but I don't have to like it.
No, me either. Let's be mad at them, too.
I mean, I don't want to be mad at you.
I don't either, but I am, aren't you?
Yes. I mean, we said awful things to each other.
Yes, we did. We have a lot of repair work to do.
Story of our lives.
So am I coming to your wedding?